What's good, everybody? It's your boy Rope. So I wanted to make another video in support of Nick Cannon, a guy who doesn't get enough respect, enough recognition for the work that he does, especially by the black community. You know, there's a bunch of black people online just going in on Nick Cannon, calling him a goofball, calling him corny, and just all types of names that this guy is being called. And when you really take a look into Nick Cannon and all the work that he's done, all the charities that he's involved with, all the causes that he's involved with, and then you compare him to your hero, your god, Eminem, I mean, it's not even close. He donates to twice as many charities as Eminem, yet Eminem has over four times the net worth of Nick Cannon. Okay, and not only that, you know, to me, it takes more than just signing your name on a check. Nick Cannon is actually out here going to these events, being a face there at the events to draw people in. You know, he's got his feet on the fucking ground. Okay, Eminem is just signing his name to checks and not showing up to any of these events. Where do you ever see Eminem? This guy stays in the house, man. There's people who are close to him who say that sometimes they don't even hear from this guy for months at a time. Okay, he hides out in his fucking house because he done fucking disrespected so many people. I mean, he's probably afraid to leave the fucking house without all this fucking security. Nick Cannon doesn't need all that fucking security because he's not out here disrespecting people like that. You idiots are on here telling Nick Cannon he can't even defend himself. His baby mama's being attacked. His character has been attacked by Eminem for years now. And he decides that he doesn't want to sit back like the rest of these fucking idiots who don't even respond back when Eminem says something to him. Something that he should be respected for standing up for himself. You guys have turned that into a negative and made Nick Cannon into even a bigger cornball than you thought he was before for defending himself. You know, what part of the game is this, man? Not only does Nick Cannon give back to the black community, but he's also involved with charities for women's rights, bullying, education, child development, all types of things this guy is doing. All right. And he's been in the game since like 9 years old. He was doing stand-up comedy since he was a little kid. Before he even got his show, he was doing stand-up, performing in major clubs. And this is the guy that we call corny? This is the guy that we constantly disrespect? This should be somebody that we look up to. This should be somebody that we should strive to be like, somebody that we should want our kids to be like. Not Eminem. Sometimes I just look at my community and just such disgust and disappointment, man. You know, we don't even support positive people like this in our community. Just constantly ridicule the guy. You know, what is it? I mean, do you want him to be ignorant? Do you want him to be a fool? And then you'll respect him? I don't understand this. I really don't. We glorify people that we shouldn't be glorifying. And then we try to embarrass and belittle a guy who actually cares about the community, who actually gives back. And it's a shame, man. This guy has set records, Nick Cannon. Maybe not musically, but does that really matter? He'll probably never make as much money off of music as Eminem. We all know that. But why is that the end all be all unto which one of these guys should be respected more? You know, because Nick Cannon, he might not be the best rapper in the world, but he definitely didn't make any songs disrespecting any black woman like that. You know, Eminem has got songs where he's talking about being raped by his uncle. You know, he raps about a bunch of stuff that I can't even relate to, man. But you guys continue to call this guy the GOAT and side with him no matter what he does, no matter how much he disrespects people. And then y'all have the nerve to sit up here and tell people that they can't even respond back. You know, and Eminem is really a hater for real. One thing about Nick Cannon, I can say he ain't no hater. He creates so many opportunities for so many people to have a career. While Eminem, you know, he'll sign people under shady records, but he don't even fuck with them like that. You know, Joe Budden exposed that. And look at the type of hating stuff that he does. I mean, look at Machine Gun Kelly. He basically exposed him on that diss track that he did. About how Eminem, he's supposed to be so big and he's supposed to be so above the bullshit. All right, all you people who are saying he doesn't need to reply to Nick Cannon because he's above him and all that. Well, he's so high and mighty. All right, if he's that important, then why was he doing petty shit like trying to get Machine Gun Kelly shelved and shit? Why does he do shit like, oh, I don't want this guy coming to Shade 4-5? You know, I don't want Sway. I don't want him on the show and all that. I mean, what's all that, man? What are you worried about? You're supposed to be the GOAT. Why wouldn't you just let anybody come on the show who wants to come on the show? So that the people who support that particular person can tune in and enjoy that fucking interview. What's the problem with that? You know, this guy is petty, man. He done done nothing but diss a bunch of pop stars. He never came at anybody with any real bars. People try to say, oh, he came at cannabis. He came at cannabis at a time where everybody was coming at cannabis. Cannabis was being attacked by LL Cool J, Wyclef, you know, all these people fucking set cannabis up at the time where Eminem decided that he wanted to jump in. He never even thought about coming at cannabis before that. You know, and he knew that cannabis wasn't the type of guy who was going to hunt him down and try to fight him or anything like that. Gucci Mane has said shit about Eminem. Eminem keeps his fucking mouth shut. He never said anything. Nas has taken shots at him before, completely ignored it. You know, he doesn't want to get into a battle with the real lyrical beast. You know, he wants to diss NSYNC, Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears and you know, all these pop stars and Nick Cannon, somebody who he knows is not a rapper, who he knows is not a lyricist like that. Somebody who does it for fun. You know, Eminem, that's his career. That's what he does. He's a rapper. Nick Cannon just did that shit as a hobby for fun. And he looked like an easy target. And that's why he came after him. I never heard Nick Cannon say anything about Eminem before Eminem started dissing him years ago. And then he wants to get upset because T.I. asked him a question on his podcast and he answered it. And he basically said, you know, I'll whip Eminem's ass, which is true. He'll beat the fuck out of him, man. Who's going to pick Eminem to beat Nick Cannon in a fight? It's not going to happen, man. You know, and that's all he says. And he has the right to be able to say that shit. You know, Nick Cannon, he's got kids with Mariah Carey, okay? They have to hear all of this shit. He doesn't want his kids to hear Eminem constantly fucking talking about Mariah Carey. You know, it's just so old, man. You haven't gotten over her yet? You're still mad because she denied ever even fucking with you in the first place? Because you're an embarrassment to her? I mean, that's really what the whole thing is over, man. He even admitted that shit. He got mad at Mariah Carey because she denied ever having any relationship with Eminem. And he's been fucking obsessed with her ever since. That's why she made the song in the first place. She made the song. Nick didn't make the song. But he decided to throw Nick in there. Because like I said, he felt that Nick was an easy target. He's not really a rapper. And that's where Eminem built his career, off of dissing people who weren't even rappers. Or people who were washed up and one-hit wonders like Vanilla Ice. You know, and this is supposed to be the GOAT. This is the greatest of all time. You know, this guy, you know, I bet you he can punch your mom in the face and you'll be like, well, you know, that is Eminem though, dog. He is the GOAT. You know, I'm gonna have to go ahead and let him slide. You know, this is how ignorant some of you motherfuckers are, man. I just don't get it. But anyway, my support remains with Nick Cannon. I don't care. Eminem can make 20 songs where he lyrically destroys Nick Cannon, and it's not going to change my position one bit. I'm out.